What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We were kinda, sorta on our way to the Corvega car factory, but, this is a Bethesda game, so, wherever I planned on going, I can probably expect to not get there till, like, next week or something. Because I keep finding all these places to go explore and stuff, and it's been worth it. I mean, we're finding all kinds of cool stuff and little stories and stuff at each place, but, when we left off, I saw this little building with lights on in the horizon, so I assume there's probably something going on here. So I figured we'd go investigate that.
We had a deal, Trudy. Hand over the goods. You owe us.
I ain't giving you poison-shilling chem pushers anything. Do you know what that junk has done to my boy?
He bought them fair and square, Trudy. Ain't our fault if he's strung out. Whoa, whoa. Easy there, Scabber. This doesn't involve you.
What's going on here?
That's a simple business dispute, got it? Trudy's sitting on a pile of goods that she owes me. I tried reasoning with her, but it looks like I gotta take what's mine by force. Want to make some easy money? Help me out. I could use another gun. Or maybe you think you can talk some sense into her.
If I help, I expect to get paid.
All right. I was gonna pay you 100 caps, but why don't we make it 125?
Sounds low. You're a businessman, right? You can do better.
I'm not here to haggle. You'll get whatever I feel like giving you. Got it? Now what's it gonna be?
Oh well, it's worth a try, I guess.
I'll talk to her. Maybe we can work this out.
I appreciate it. If things go sideways, we'll back you up.
Alright, I have nothing for dope dealers, but they are kind of necessary out here in the wasteland.
Hey.
Never take a hit at Jet again, I swear.
Uh-huh, sure you won't.
Hey.
I saw you in that poison cellar talking. Well, he ain't getting his money. Period.
Why? What's this all about?
Oh, that chem pusher didn't tell you? He got my boy hooked on Jet. Sold him a ton of junk on credit. And now he expects me to pay him off. That bastard ain't getting a single damn cap from me.
Look, you owe them money. If you just pay them, then this will be over. Everyone walks away without getting hurt.
All right, I'll pay. But that bastard ain't gonna sell one more drop of Jet to my boy. You hear that, Wolfgang? You'll get your damn money, but I better not catch you selling chems to my boy again.
Fine by me, Trudy. Your son's broke as shit anyhow.
All right, crisis is over. If you're here to trade, step up to the counter.
Well, on one hand, your boy got your boy hooked on Jet, but on the other hand, this dude's eyes lit up when he found out he did have an
We
addiction,
get
so...
paid and I don't even gotta shoot nobody. Good job. Here. Now how about I show you all the pick-me-ups I have to offer?
What kind of chems do you sell, anyway?
But whatever I can get a hold of. Jet's popular. Gives you a rush when you need it. Like when you need to hurt somebody. Stim packs are like gold, of course. Everyone's bound to get hurt and need fixing sometime. And I always try to carry Rat away from obvious reasons. Just pick something up, have a taste. Best way to get to know the product.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Now remember, moderation.
Yeah, it'd be pretty hypocritical of me to sit there and look down my nose at using the chems, right? Or even at chem dealers when every time I get into a fight, I'm going to be popping a puff out or a psycho or whatever, But on the same token, it's filth like this that preys on people who have a disease. And addiction is a disease. Whether people want to accept that or not, it's the truth. And so preying on other people's suffering, well, that's what these guys specialize in, and they're some of the worst kind of filth, because the immorality and the complete lack of humanity goes along with that. They go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. Dope dealers are, well, they definitely live up to their name, but I'll tell you what, pharmaceutical companies and stuff aren't a whole lot different. They come up with a cure that oftentimes, like for cancer or something, or some medicine, does more harm than good, and they say that's the only cure, and they can charge what they want for it. And
Excuse me.
no
We're
different.
open for business again. A little lighter in the pocket, thanks to you. How about you buy something and make it up to us?
You got things covered from here?
Yeah. It's gonna take my son a while to get off the chems, but we'll make it. We always do. Now, let's get back to business. You need anything for the road?
I've got a few minutes to browse.
All salvage, but nothing's junk.
Tell you what, lady, better off being light 100 caps or so than being light on your life, you know? Wow. Okay, get some priorities, lady, and take some responsibility. And deal with your boy, because all this is a Band-Aid. The drugs are a symptom. You need to deal with his problem. His problem might stem partly from you, considering the way you look at things. Lighter in the pocket because of you. Because of me, you're not shot in the face. Wow, okay. But good side is I wound up getting 2 merchants out of this instead of just one. Although in another playthrough, I'll probably shoot that dope dealer in the face just on general principles. Right? Fine example of speech going a long way towards diplomacy, though, right? Anyway. But yeah, I mean, that really wasn't my business until that dude stuck his gun in my face. You don't stand in front of a store and anyone who walks up to make a sale or something, you know, you threaten them with their life because you've got an issue. Okay, so that dude made it my business as far as that goes. Kind of glad to settle it that way, but if it ever comes down to it in another way, I'd take Trudy's side and then, you know, want to give Trudy a stern talking to later. Like, lady, you know, this isn't... You take care of one dope dealer. There's other dope dealers out there. There's dope laying around. Your boy's gonna find it. You can go to every dope source and get rid of it, but you still don't get rid of the addiction, right? Him wanting to do the dope isn't because of the dope. Okay, sure enough, it's there, but if it wasn't that, it'd be something else. Got to a lot more serious problem to deal with there. But anyway, getting all off into psychology and recovery and stuff, but that's a real issue. Anyway, that boy's going to be a never-ending problem for her if she doesn't deal with it. And they have medicine in the game to cure addictions. Been cool if that was an option, give that to the boy. But you know what? If he doesn't want to stop, like I say, the use of the drugs is really just a symptom. There's a much bigger problem there. Using the drugs for a reason, and that reason is what you have to deal with. Then the drugs will be a non-issue. You know, just like there's whiskey and beer everywhere, but not everyone's an alcoholic. There's guns everywhere, but not everyone's a murderer. Wow, okay. That's a real life, current, present issue, right? Same principle, though. Guns don't make people killers. That's like saying a knife, or a pipe, or a broken bottle, or a car, or a plane makes someone a killer. Nope. No. They're just objects. People do what they do. Anyway. It's neat that they brought this in. I wonder how many more of situations like that there's going to be in the game. Moral dilemmas and stuff like that. I totally welcome that. This would be a harsh place. One thing to factor in, though, in the wasteland is you're in the wasteland. Post-apocalyptia, where, you know, the things that are trying to kill you don't care about your problems. They don't care about your emotions and your feelings. All the filthy crap that we worship and treasure today, especially in the U.S., man. All the stuff we hold important. You know, the things that we don't even bat an eyelash at while we worry about the Kardashians. I mean, you know, seriously, man. It's a disease in and of itself. But these present-day values that we have wouldn't hold up in a post-apocalyptic wasteland where people don't care about your issues and your and your sensitivities and whether you're offended or not. That Deathclaw doesn't worry about whether you're offended by his claws when he cuts you in half, you know, and so on and so forth. The ghouls, the raiders don't care about your feelings when they take all your stuff, rape your wife, and then kill you both. Oh, I'm just saying, you know. And so that the harshness of that has to be kind of factored in. Anyway, hey, on a different note, when I was hacking that computer, thinking there is a perk in science where terminals, maybe it's not actually in the special tree, maybe it's from reading magazines in the wasteland or whatever, but it has something to do with using terminals and using them for more than what they were initially designed for. Like one might open a door, but you can start using them to do things like control floodlights and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if that means just your settlement or when you go to an area like this, like maybe there would be some hidden subroutine in that computer that would control that iBot there that looked like it was just standing around idle. It wasn't even getting a reception or anything. All you heard was static. Maybe that's an iBot you can control. Maybe you can get an Edie out of that. Get your own Edie. I wouldn't mind another Edie. I thought Edie was really cool in New Vegas. Especially if you can mod them out, you know, slap some license plate and stuff on them to give him a little extra armor, put a laser cannon on his face, you know, something like that. That would be cool. Of course, you know, give him the patriotic combat music when you go into a fight, dun, 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 you know, and all that kind of stuff.
Come on.
All right, dog meat, seriously, you're going to stand on my loot, but then when I try to get you to hold something, you're gone. All you see is paws and ass as he's running off into the horizon. When you're trying to get him to carry something, you have to chase him down. But then when you're trying to loot something, he's all up in your grill going, what do you got there? What are you doing? Can I have some of that? Awesome. I think, honestly, Bethesda... I actually believe this, that they have this programmed into the followers. Because this is going back to like Fallout 3 and Skyrim and stuff. That they actually have your followers troll you and occasionally on purpose just go run ahead of you and stand in a doorway, like on purpose. And I mean, I believe this. I believe that they troll us and they get a big laugh out of it too. They cherish our tears as we you know, break our controllers in frustration because Lydia or because Dog Meat or because Veronica or because somebody just will not move. They go to wherever they know you're going to be and they won't move. They do it on purpose too. Like, what's the most valuable loot in the room? Let me go stand on top of this. So instead of grabbing it, all you can do is talk to me. This type of stuff, right? I really believe it's on purpose. Not always, but sometimes. Anyway. So Todd Howard, if you are doing that, you bastard, stop it. Quit it. Been picking up better and better armor pieces as I go. It's pretty cool. I noticed there's a little plus symbol next to some of the armor pieces when I'm looting them, and I'm assuming either it just lets me know ahead of time that it's a little better than what I already have, right? Or it may already have some kind of modification to it. Something upgraded on it. I just put a point into the perk for armor mods, and I was a little gun shy about doing so because I was wondering if it was just for power armor. And then I was thinking, well, if it just says, I mean, if it was just power armor, it would say that. In fact, probably some of the higher perks are specifically for power armor, and then some of the lower ones are just for any kind of armor or whatever. And I'm personally not worried about power armor. In fact, if some of the later perks are for power armor specifically, then I can save that. Those are points I can spend somewhere else. All right. What's this? Oh, cool. Okay, that's the key I found at Wicked Shipping, right? Check this out. Nice. Wonder how many of these there's going to be scattered around. That's really cool. Okay, note to self for any future playthroughs. Guarantee got to stop at Wicked Shipping and grab that key. Ghouls weren't too bad there. They might be really bad at a much higher level. Probably would be a bunch of Reavers around there or something. Haven't fought a Reaver yet. Not looking forward to it either. Telling you what, Fallout 3 put the fear of Reavers into me. In New Vegas they weren't so bad, but it's still when I saw the name I would be like, oh crap, there's a Reaver. They weren't near as bad in New Vegas. They toned them down a lot. In Fallout 3 they were friggin' bullet sponges. Anyway, since I just grabbed all that stuff, might as well sell it. Hey, I wanted to bring up something, though.
You did good.
Hi.
If you're here to trade, let's trade.
Let's see what you have.
A little bit of everything.
Thinking about these, like, stashes that I found. Now, that right there. Okay, I unlocked this trailer that was locked since before the war, right? I guess those trucks were on their way to ship whatever they were shipping and got hit by the bombs. Okay, cool. And then it's an unsealed container inside, I'm assuming, because I actually unlocked it with a key that no one else had, I guess. But anyway, the pre-war containers.
Never take a hit at Jet again, I swear.
Yeah, we've heard that before. The pre-war containers, to me, should not contain post-war makeshift weapons like pipe guns and stuff like that, or laser muskets, or all these things, these signature weapons that have been created by post-war survivors. Post-war guns wouldn't be around pre-war. When I open a pre-war, oh, who's this?
Yeah.
Hey,
So what's your story? Looking to trade? Rob me? Or just ask directions to Diamond City?
No, give me information
Diamond
first.
City? Where's that?
Directions. Figures. Just keep going until you see the skyline. Cross the river. You'll find the Great Green Jewel just inside the city limits.
People don't seem to think real highly of the city for some reason.
Carla,
You again. Here to trade?
what kind of stuff do you have?
Just a bit of everything. You'd be surprised what people leave behind on the old roads. Gotta keep your eyes peeled for good stuff. Got plenty to sell if you're interested.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Always happy to make a sale.
Wonder if she'll start making stops by Sanctuary, or maybe even get recruited to Sanctuary as her home base, or maybe once you set up a store there, maybe she'd come by and help stock it or something, or I don't know how all that works. Or if these are just like Lucky Harith and all of them were, Crazy Wolfgang and stuff in Fallout 3 where they just wander. Or maybe she just kind of just hangs right here. I wonder if they have like routes that they follow, and if there's a way to get a map of those routes. They had that in Fallout 3. They showed a little route that they might follow, and you could catch all their stops, like Rivet City, then in front of old lady, Agatha or whatever her name was, and then Canterbury Commons, of course, where you had the ant agonizer and the mechanist, right? That was epic shit right there. I missed that. I'm not lying, I missed that. But anyway, back to the point I was making is pre-war loot caches. Pre-war, one specific. I'm not talking about some chest that may have been around pre-war, but it's being used by some raiders, like when we were at that satellite dish place. Other than that room, which was locked, and the raiders obviously couldn't get into, right? I don't think there should have been any post-war stuff in there. No pipe rifles, no pipe revolver, whatever. None of that. The mini nuke was cool, and pre-war stuff was cool. Should have found, automatic pistols or revolvers or pre-war submachine guns or whatever, laser weapons or anything like that. But should not find post-war stuff in pre-war areas, untouched areas, especially loot caches and stuff like that. If you find a key that was obviously lost before the war and you're opening up something for the first time 200 years later, why in the hell are you finding something that was just recently made, right, in an area that hasn't been touched for 200 years? You see what I'm saying? That kind of breaks it for me a little bit. It's a small thing, but once you think about it, it's kind of hard not to think about it. Like, well, this kind of spoils this loot cache. I expected to find a mint 10mm submachine gun or, a friggin' missile launcher or something. And here I find a pipe gun. What the hell were they doing with a pipe gun back in 2077? It's 2287 now or whatever it is. And, we just started making this stuff recently. Anyway, I'm not going to harp on it, but I would really like to see them patch that, honestly. It seems like a small thing. Probably not worth their effort. Not something I ever see them paying attention to, depending on how meticulous they want to be about the stuff that they fix or whatever. But I think that's a solid point. I think it is kind of a little bit of an oversight, maybe. I know a loot cache is a loot cache, and maybe it's hard to distinguish between them. You know what I mean? Like, maybe there's something in the coding that would make it kind of difficult to say, well, in this loot cache you can only get this kind of loot, which would, as far as a random loot generator, it would kind of limit what you could put in a particular box or something. I get it. And then you could always say, well, just because I found that key doesn't mean there wasn't another copy, and that wasn't being used by some raiders or by some mercenaries somewhere as their own private loot stash. And it had been opened, it just wasn't open when I got there. It was locked by whoever was using it now. You could say that. That's an easy way to justify it, to, you know, not really have to think about it. But anyway, just thought I'd kind of throw that out there. That kind of struck me like, oh wow, I'm opening this up for the first time in 200 years. This is awesome. What are we going to find? A pipe gun and 20 caps and some buff out. All right, did they have all this shit back then? That's the first thing crossed my mind. Did they have this way back in the day? They were making pipe guns then, huh? Awesome. All right. Ouch. Friggin' mosquitoes are serious business, man. Give it all to me. All the loot. All right. Now, I really want to check this place out. I have plans for this place. I do remember seeing this before, and I really want to do something with this. Look at the size of this place. Now, I'm originally from California, and I'm not saying they didn't do this anywhere else, but I remember seeing when I was a kid swap meets, and they would hold them at drive-in theaters, and basically it was always on Sunday, maybe Saturday and Sunday, but it was you could always I relate them to Sunday, and you'd go, and basically what you did was you rented a spot, you know, the space that you would place a car if you were going to see a movie. And so a lot of times people would rent a couple of those spots, and instead of having a yard sale, they would go to the swap meet and put out a few blankets or whatever and just set their stuff out there. Didn't matter what it was, old records or furniture, who knows, anything you'd put in a yard sale. They would just throw it out there. And it was cool because that's what people were there for, was to find deals and sell their stuff. And so you could find cool things, you know. It was like shopping at 50 yard sales all within walking distance, right? So anyway, I don't know why this reminds me of that, but it really does. Anyway, I was thinking about using this as a main commerce center. Now, I say that because I haven't seen all the other places that are going to be available to build and stuff, but I'm sitting here looking around. I see a source of water there in the middle. What's very cool is you can make a water purifier, and I'm hoping that would take the rads out of that pool of water. I think that's what they're designed to do. But
Nice.
we'll throw a water purifier in the middle there. Be a nice source of water, maybe 2 or even 3, whatever, to get enough water for this place. It looks like that's the only source of water, although you can put water pumps in dirt, and there's some dirt around the outside, and that's a place to grow some crops, so we could have some food here. And then the only problems are the 2 main things here is, one is the amount of materials that are going to be required to put a fence around this thing and put up defenses. Yeah, might as well just give me all that.
Hey.
Oops, I accidentally took his bandana off, didn't I? Don't run from me. Come back here. Oh, okay. Okay, fine, dog meat. Fine. I'm not going to slow walk for the next hour and a half just because you don't want to... You don't want your bandana. You don't have to take it, I guess. All right, you going to stay there now?
Hey.
There we go. Let me give him his swag back. Got to keep up appearances, buddy. Anyway, the amount of materials it's gonna take to put a fence around this place and all the defenses, and then I'll put houses here. Like if we're gonna make a community out of this, Sanctuary was nice is that you already had houses and a couple spots to build on. This is basically one big spot to build on. I could create a mall here, and I mean a literal mall, like full of stores and stuff, and that may be just going way over the top. I can't imagine the amount of stuff and the number of perks required to do something like that. But can you imagine making a 2-story shopping center with stairs and, wow, boy, if you could make a working escalator. I'm talking getting out there. I mean, this is what this whole settlement crafting thing has done to me. It's poisoned my mind. Now I can't hardly think of anything but now. But It'd be really cool to make a huge mall type structure here in the dead middle with the water thing in the middle. I wonder if there's any way to create like a fountain or something. Anyway, whatever. Keep the water thing in the middle and then a ring of stores and a huge building surrounding that water hole in the middle, and then some housing on the outside, and put up some. I mean, this is my idea. This is what I'm thinking. So we'll create like a literally like a shopping center. What's the first thing you do post-apocalyptia to bring old world lifestyle back? You know, quality of living? A mall. That's what you do. Need to go shopping. No, but have like a doctor, several armor shops, couple weapon shops, what have you. Then upstairs have a cafe. You know, 1 or 2 places to sell food. It would be cool if you had 2 or 3 food stalls next to each other that they sold different types. Like one might sell ramen and the other one sells, I don't know, you know, grilled food. Anyway, I'm sure they would all sell roughly the same stuff. But anyway, it sounds like a cool idea. I don't know if I can make it happen. I don't know if I could ever get the materials to do it. I may be asking for a lot of stuff and then get, you know, working lights and all that other stuff working too. That's maybe a little bit over the top. I have a feeling there's a trap here. There is a trap. See? That's what I'm talking about right there. I remember there being explosives or something. I probably would have been better off trying to disarm that. I don't know if I'd have had time, but I can use all the explosives I can get, honestly. I don't know what we can do with this. This would be a cool little diner, too. If you set up a food store, could you set one up in here, like inside this place? I'm gonna look into that. I think you need one of the trader perks or something. I think I have, or I'm about to have that unlocked. And if I need to go find the charisma bobblehead is what I need to do, because I don't want to drop another point. So I think the next one in charisma was my target one, and I really don't want the one after that. So that's not worth putting a point into. Yeah, I can do settlements anytime. Getting the traders in and stuff. I think that's kind of how it's designed, is a little bit later game. You kind of work your way towards that. You don't just start the game with, 15 settlements and 20 Brahmin caravans going back and forth, making you 1,000 caps a day. I don't think that's how you're supposed to start the game, so. I get it. I also noticed the merchants are selling these shipments of different things, like shipments of steel, shipments of wood, concrete, circuitry and stuff. It's thousands of caps. So I'm assuming once you get your commerce up, you get those thousands of cap readily available so that you can get more stuff. And if it's, anywhere from 500 to 2 grand per shipment, the game expects you to at some point be making some real money then. Right, because I haven't even seen 1,000 caps yet. Of course, we just barely left Sanctuary, so I get it. It's still the very, very this is still basically tutorial as far as that goes. I get it, but at some point, I guess the money will actually really be flowing. That's cool. A thriving commerce in the game. I see a lot of cars here. That's going to be some steel, but not near enough to fence up the entire perimeter of this place. Like I say, I want this whole area right here available to build on. Somehow. Oops. Wow. Did y'all hear that? That was kind of like an electronic buzz or something. There was a noise going on. So apparently when you're sort of near a landmine or explosive. I remember there was something of like a humming noise with that laser tripwire at the satellite dish place. There was something like that too. So it gives you a little bit of warning. I guess it helps to have headphones on though, right? No, freaking clip ran out. Sorry about that. I wonder what that key is for. This would be a cool place to barbecue up here, up top. Just kind of chill. Yeah, I want to incorporate this in my compound too. The drive-in screen. And it's so far away over here. Like I say, fencing around this area, man, I don't know. And then if we want to get a Brahmin pan going here. And the farming, of course, and all that. We're going to have to protect all that. And which side is the threat going to come from? We got to assume from any direction. I'm wondering if it's not just raiders, but mercenaries and stuff that might come after you too. You know? I don't know, haven't really experienced it yet. Kind of curious. It'd be cool to get attack though and see where the weaknesses are. Like I say, to get an idea, you know, it's one thing, and well, I've only got 2 turrets up here, what's up? And those two turrets do major work and basically fend off the settlement for you, and it's like, oh wow. So I really don't know how much defense my defenses actually provide as far as that goes, or what kind of numbers they throw at you when they attack either. Is it just random bands of raiders, or are you going to have, you know, an entire platoon of super mutants coming? I mean, who knows? Probably higher levels, it'd be more stuff, and that'd be cool. So it kind of require you to level up your stuff around you along with leveling up your character. And that's really cool because it requires you to have a more well-rounded special tree as far as that goes. Because a lot of stuff you can't do without perks. Like getting traders, which means getting your finances flowing, which means having the money to provide for the materials, to make more places, to get more traders, to, you know, and that whole self-feeding cycle and all that. Man, talk about just, wow. Okay, where'd you come from, buddy? If you can't tell, I'm absolutely amazed by this. The more I think about it, I'm like, wow, I mean, just how far can you really just go with this? And I think like Todd Howard was saying, like he's like, you know, the players ask us, can we do this? And what he wants to do is answer, yes, you can do that. Whatever you can think of, you can do it type of thing. I mean, I know that's not completely possible, but man, they've given us a bunch of stuff to play with here.
Sweet. Heads up.
That face he makes. And we need to go put all this stuff in the workbench. That's what we need to do. Interesting fog rolled in. Whatever. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on this. I won't suffer you guys through this, but I'll show you the after. And then we might go back to Sanctuary and see if we got any new settlers and stuff. And then probably make our way back here and then start heading on towards the Corvega plant. We'll get there eventually. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, click that button up top. For the rest of this Let's Play, click that image in the middle. Appreciate you hanging out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.